at KennebecElectric.com. The app, and when I say the app, I mean the Legacy app, available free right now, Google Play and the App Store, brought to you by Hardy Wolf and Downing, Maine's injury lawyers, 1-800-INJURED, online at hardywolf.com. Listen to us live there. You can send emails to us from there. Contact us from there. One-stop connection with the Legacy app. Watch us, Facebook and YouTube, and also on Rumble, where we are brought to you by Moody's Collision Centers, located all over the great state of Maine. Ed Thielander is a retired Navy SEAL, and he is running for Congress. He is a decorated combat veteran. He's got 21 years experience as a Navy SEAL, been involved in operations in Afghanistan, Kosovo, Central and South America, all over the world. And he is an expert in special ops, and he wants to serve the people of Maine. And I am happy to have him on the show for the first time ever right now this morning. Ed, good morning. Welcome to the program. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing absolutely fine. As someone who has all of this experience in some bad places, Afghanistan and Kosovo, there's been some serious stuff that you have seen. What do you see, Ed, when you look at what's going on with the Russian invasion of the Ukraine and our response with economic sanctions?
Yeah. The economic sanctions that the world is doing. America's actually buying oil from Russia right now.
Yeah, 20 million barrels a month.
Yeah, that's not a sanction, I don't believe. We're actually funding the war that we're saying we're supposed to be helping. We send a little bit of stuff over there, but we're also sending our own reserves over there. That should not make sense to anybody. This progressive administration is doing so much that does not make sense. Making us weaker by not producing our own oil and energy here in America, while buying oil from Russia, who we're sanctioning. This is the time where you could have said all these things 10 years ago, and we'd have laughed at each other for saying it. It just doesn't make sense. But we have to go back further in history. We're going to go past what the debacle in Afghanistan, because hey, stopping there for a second, all that $80 billion of equipment, money, and guns, planes, we could have given those to these folks in Kosovo, who are really, they are really the example of patriotism that America needs right now. They are standing up for what is right and to defend themselves. That is an example of patriotism. People that are well beyond fighting age, stepping up and grabbing arms to defend themselves. But let's back up, and look at what we've goofed up. That's a good word for it right now.
Yes.
Goofed up. What we've done in Kosovo, 2009, or in the Ukraine, and with Russia. 2009, Obama Biden administration wants to do the Great Reset with Russia, and just a farce, not a real attempt to actually do anything, but putting it out there on paper. 2012, I don't know if everybody remembers Obama with the hot mic, with the the fake, not really going to be the Russian president. We can be more flexible after the election.
Right. After I get reelected. Yeah.
Right. After I get reelected, we could, crazy, let's see, 2012, with Obama threatening with a silly line in the sand in Syria. And then really Russia comes in and steps in. Our credibility across the planet has just been taking a nosedive. When Russia annexed, the Ukraine territory of Crimea in 2014, with little green men, as Putin snickered about it. All the silly little things that this country has been standing by and watch happen. It again doesn't make sense. 2016, the press, the American press, and one political party, claimed that Putin installed the American president.
Right.
And now they're saying that there's no way that there's going to be a cyber attack on America, but they claimed that it was done already. Come on. We really need to look at the claim that Donald Trump abused power with trying to find out if there was criminal activity by Hunter Biden, and then Biden himself threatened actually did threaten the Ukrainian president. But again, our credibility to actually stand up and do something, and now we're saying we're going to do something, but we're actually buying oil from the Ukraine or from Russia. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah, well, it supersedes when you say that we're buying oil, which you're correct on. It supersedes the ability to do anything. Let's reset things here. That's the voice of Ed Thielander. He is a retired Navy SEAL. His website for Congress is Thielander. That's TheLander for Congress.com. Running against Shelley Pingree. Ed, if you were making the call about what to do from the United States perspective here to Russia, I assume you'd go along with the sanctions, but is there anything else that can be done by this government?
Well, we actually need to help out. I mean, we're not going to put, real boots on the ground. We're going to help out we could help out rather with some advising, and we could definitely help out with all those weapons we left in Afghanistan would actually turn this thing around really fast. But we need to stand and actually be respected to be able to do anything as far as sanctions go.
Because pouring out bottles of vodka is not going to be effective. I can tell you that.
No, that's symbolic. Honestly, it's. I mean, we do a lot of things in the world as symbolism. No, it's not. But you know what? It is symbolic to actually, whatever it's going to hurt. It will for some. But shutting their access off to the World Bank, that's a big one. And you know what? We didn't do it. The World Bank did it, and all the other countries did it. We had a vote maybe, but it's really sad to see that our influence in the world is taking such a nosedive. Putin, talks about the sphere of influence. The expanding NATO is going to be a threat. Well, I don't know if everybody realizes Ukraine is not in NATO. It really, Putin's attack was unprovoked. And, it is truly, really sad. You want to go back in history even further, and you look what the Russians did in the 30s. They intentionally caused a mass starvation in the Ukraine. 4 million deaths. History's real, folks. We cannot forget it. That's a real threat that those people are up against. And, you look at Marco Rubio's post, and he knows something that we don't know. Putin is not stable. The threat with nuclear weapons is real. And, we need to brace for it.
What may I ask, Ed? What's Marco Rubio's post? What was that?
Just on the instability of
Putin. Okay,
and the threat is real. It's definitely that man is unstable. More, I guess, more so unstable in the last 5 years than he has been, in the past. And we've backed him into a corner right now. We've actually really crushed the rule. It's worth less than a penny right now. It's really, and there's actually a lot of folks here in Maine that are connected to the Ukraine in the Auburn area, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Libby, House District 64,
Yep.
Minot area.
Yep.
She's got a child adopted from the Ukraine, and the facilitator over there was just killed.
I saw that.
Trying to move kids to safety.
Yeah, I saw that.
The connection's real. And that's very personal. It's not small. It might be to some people, but we need to get where we can actually stand up and be respected again, and get some folks in the government and that are respected, but also get exposure to what's been happening in history.
Exactly.
History is something that we forget about.
We're talking to Ed Thielander, who's running for Congress, of course, against Shelley Pingree. His website is ThielanderForCongress.com. That's THELANDER for Congress.com. Let's talk. Pingree's been there for a long time. I can't think of one thing that she's done for the first district, but she keeps getting sent back and sent back and sent back. So how does one approach a race against someone who seems to have, tenure in that district?
Yeah, well, tenure is the problem at this point.
Right.
And both sides are realizing it. We do need term limits, but that's not how, we're not going to beat her by that. But we're getting more love from Democrats. And I'm saying it on the trail. We are not fighting Democrats. We are fighting progressives. I would love to get a two-party system going again. Right now, it's a little bit crushed. We need the Democrats to take control of their party again. They do not have that. It's not their party anymore. It's controlled by the progressives, and the progressives don't think rationally. Both sides are realizing it. We got our petitions in where I still think we might be the only ones actually on the ballot. So right now we are in the lead. We're getting, when the petitions are getting signed that I know personally, 30 Democrats wanted to sign our petitions to get me on the ballot. And they said, hey, you gotta, you have to be a Republican. So some converted. Now, I'm not even asking them to convert. I said, hey, you can stay with your party, keep your identity, because that is true. A lot of people just vote blue down the ballot, and that is not going to happen anymore. We actually, they're going to vote right, and some of them donated. And our biggest donor so far, I still say it very proudly, is a left-leaning Democrat. $5,800 maxed out.
Wow.
And that is awesome. By the way, my donations mostly are coming from Maine. You can go on the FEC website and see who's donating to who, and actually who's donating and taking money from PACs from different things coming from your tax dollars. Funnel through these different organizations. Go ahead and log into the FEC website, folks, and see where politicians are getting them.
What are you hearing from people Ed? What are you hearing from people in the district about the issues that are important to them, like the inflation, like gas prices, COVID? What are regular Mainers telling you that they think are the important issues?
You hit it right on the head with the first thing you said. It is gas prices. It is food. You want food insecurity in Maine is crazy on the rise. You talk to somebody that's working at a food bank, or you talk to some of the folks on the trail. One lady says she just cannot go any further back. You're not letting people keep their cars because they're coming up with new rules for the car inspections where your rocker panels have to be restored as new. Can't be done because you can't get that part in a 2007 car anymore. So now that person's going to have to go buy a whole new car, or used cars are crazy prices. You're hurting people so bad by these knee-jerk reactions to want to get electric cars on the road. And where's that the batteries coming from? We already don't mind it. Using their words with a proper carbon footprint. or I'm starting to use a lot of their words because they're real. And as their rules say, Saul Alinsky's rules of the radicals, they are definitely not standing up to their own rules as they do things. But, education, the education of our children, we need to get our kids educated so they learn to love America. Yeah, we make them aware of it. I was always made aware of, the good, bad, and the ugly of America, but also the greatness of the greatest country on the planet. We need to get our kids educated properly, and the money needs to follow the student. We need to restore domestic energy production so we actually, bring more here to America. Stopping reckless government spending. It's like running your house. I don't spend money that I don't have, and I definitely don't give away money that I don't have. I definitely don't give away money to, as our country has done, give money to China to do something that's not legal to do in America. And actually, we gave it to them, and we owe them $1 trillion. They didn't go to pay off that debt, to do the Wuhan lab. That is insane. We need to protect our main fishing and lobstering industries. I echoed Paul LePage's post this morning about the PETA has an ad in the Portland airport.
I know. I talked about that last week. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's up with that? I know.
Insane.
Yeah.